have got some strange stuff to go over, and but it's important. I've been putting it off for several months because I thought that most of my clients were out of this phase. But then I saw another one again today, so I thought, well, I might as well do it. Very strange information. I don't have the full picture of what I'm looking on, but I went through this myself at the beginning of this year for several months. What looks like is going on is the nerve restructuring between the first and second chakra is causing all these strange symptoms, but at a massive amount that I didn't see before on other people. Anyway, basically what you'll undergo is what I think is part of the DNA upgrades that are happening, that we're restructuring the way that we relate to the earth through our spirit, all the attunements we've been getting and downloads over the last year, that our bodies have to upgrade to go with that. And one of the things that has been going on is that the nerve that innervates the genital region, specifically on the female, you can feel the entire internal clitoris, and then the men will feel it go up to the tip of their penile head. So anyway, so strange to explain, but what you can experience is pain when sitting down, pain when somebody tunes into you that's a friend, family, lover, close person, or when you're having trouble that's incongruent on the emotional level between those relationships. It's like an antenna, that nerve, it's getting restructured, and anything that's incongruent, just like the third eye behaves for spirit in knowing what you need to do, knowing truth and having that discernment. This nerve is restructuring, getting an attunement to, this is incongruent with the earth, my body, the earth. This within my second chakra, the creative center, first to second chakra, all the relationships between friends and family and coworkers and culture, our communities, everything. The things to do, the nerve seems to take a typical Western approach in terms of nerve regrowth cycle, where it's about 2.5 months of acute pain on and off that can be horrible. It can feel, you'll think you have a UTI, or you might possibly have kidney stones because it feels like burning urethra pain. But what happens is when the bladder keeps emptying, it's doing some kind of compression and presses up against that nerve from the other side. So you feel like you have to urinate all the time, and it hurts and it burns, but there's nothing there. And it could just literally be crippling and bend you over, depending on the person, depending on what's happening. It may spasm over the uterine area or the lower abdomen in men. It may just be that sitting is just completely difficult. When I went through this, I couldn't even sit in the car sometimes at all. I would have to hover a little bit over the seat, and I have a high pain threshold, so this was surprising. Anyway, 2.5 months of acute restructuring, about a 6-month cycle until it's fully healed. You need to watch the foods that you eat. They need to be low inflammation foods, so basically ones that are complementary to a liver cleanse, such as low carbs, reduced proteins and fats, and or minimal carbs, I should say, and just anything causing inflammation for you. Alcohol causes inflammation, depending on whether you have a histamine reaction to seafood. Leftovers and fermented foods, oftentimes, including kombucha, can cause inflammation for you. So watch that. Increase your fluids, and physically, you want to get work done over your sacrum. So not the lumbar vertebra, but the back of the pelvis down to the tip of the tailbone, as well as work done on your hip flexors, your psoas, and also the bladder to pelvic bowl. You want to open that stuff up, make sure there's no adhesions in the gut, in the bowel, and up against that area too. So get abdominal massage if you can, but you have to be very careful. Don't overstimulate the area. In acute pain at home, get in the water, soak in the tub, and use a percussion massager on the outside or on the low back, but on the outside at the lower abdomen above the pelvis, where the bladder is. Get those tissues and adhesions gone. Anyway, reset your boundaries emotionally with family and friends. Tell them no more of this in my life. And if you feel energy coming in that immediately out of nowhere you get crippling pain at that location, check and say, I no longer allow this in my body, in my field. I will not process this energy for these people. And this could be siblings, this could be kids, this could be your spouse, it could be anything. So, but reset your boundary. You can always welcome in healing and holding space for those members after you've healed. But right now, in a restructuring space, you need to heal. So get that done and just be mindful and be patient and be kind. Much love.